There he is.
Just wondering if you spun out and went in the ditch, John.
Roads were a little more interesting than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, they are. They are. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Have a chair.
John, how are you?
Is that a carryover from 2 years ago when you fell on the ice?
Well, indirectly, the fall on the ice and the breakage of the hip basically meant overall deterioration of the hip, and decided to get a hip replacement. So I had that done right before Christmas.
Oh.
So
you're doing pretty well if you have been.
yes, yeah. Happy with the results. It's
Good.
still recuperating, but I think it's going to be really good by the time it's all said and done.
Good.
There's an elevator right out that other door there.
Okay,
So
I'm okay. It just takes me a little longer. Good morning, good to be here safely. It's always a little stressful when you know you're on a time deadline and you're trying to fight the weather, and I thought, well, I'm going to get there safe, so I slowed down. Talked about several issues today, and basically we're looking at the gamut of things that are going on, everything from regulatory issues to issues in Congress to issues in the state legislature. First thing I'll talk about is this railroad case over in Calhoun County. I think some of you have probably been following that.
We visited about it before you came. The question was asked, which railroad?
Chicago Central. Here, let me see.
It didn't have a Canadian connection?
Yeah, I think it's Canadian National or something.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Chicago Central and Pacific Railroad Company.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you.
And I think most of you know what's going on there. There was a washout underneath the railroad bridge, and the railroad came to the county and asked the county board of supervisors, acting as trustees, to repair it. They politely declined, saying that's your responsibility, it's on railroad right away. The railroad then went ahead and effectuated the repair and sent a bill to the county, and asking the county to pay it once again, $15,000 about, plus what they called lost train time, and the inability to move trains over the tracks for that period of time. The county again refused to pay, voted down paying the claim, at which point the railroad company sued the county board of supervisors, basically asking the courts to compel payment. That case was heard last fall of 2009. I was able to attend a portion of the hearing myself, and I felt really good about the way the attorney representing the county defended the case. And the judge issued his ruling in December and found on behalf of the county. And the judge basically said that while there was some ambiguity to the statute, some unclearness to the statute, he said, you know, it's the court's responsibility where there is ambiguity to rule on that ambiguity. And he said, if you read the statutes in total and put all the sort of pieces together, which is what the attorney did, this section relates to this section, relates to this section, that's all they have to track together. The judge said that he could find little doubt that what the legislature's intent was, that the railroad paid those costs. So he found on behalf of the county board of supervisors, the railroad then had 90 days to appeal, which they have done. They took it right up to 90 days and appealed.
Well, that appellate court or a Supreme Court?
I'm not sure. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know exactly what the procedure is at this point, but it has been appealed. You know, it's our hope that with The judge's decision was pretty clear. I mean, the judge's decision was pretty was pretty straightforward in terms of what he saw as the interpretation of the law, and I thought it would be a hard case to get overturned on appeal, given the way the judge wrote the opinion. But nonetheless, it has been appealed. My understanding is the county has already incurred $40,000 in expenses in defending the case. So there you have the wonderful irony.
Your mutual fund is helping them, I hope.
Yes, we are.
And then we were also told that that possibly the Iowa Association of Counties was going to send letters to all 99 asking for additional support, which I hope they support. Mm-hmm. Do you know if that has been drafted or sent out?
I believe it has gone out, because I had a request last week from a county auditor who had received the ISAC request and was asking me what's going on, where is this from, who do I send this to? So at least some of them have.
And where will that be sent then? Do you recall?
It goes to ISAC. I mean, there's a special name for it. I don't have that, but it goes to ISAC.
We'll keep our eye out, but
we should be getting it then pretty soon. I haven't seen it.
I'm trying to think of this. I think I don't want to say it without.
If we don't get it short, ask again.
Yeah, because I will.
So, obviously, IDDA has put $5,000 into helping them out. I have told the county attorney there that I'm sure the board would be amenable to more. We need an indication of what kind of additional support you'd like. And his response was, well, let's see how this ISAC thing goes, and then we'll talk again. So
well, we would encourage you to help them as much as you can.
We are. It's a very important case. It's a very important case. My concern also is that there would be an attempt made to try and sort of backdoor it through the legislature, but so far that has not happened. The company with the railroad companies are trying to go to the legislature and get the law changed that way. To get some of the wording changed. So far, we've not seen that to be the case.
Before your arrival, we were visiting around a little bit. I'm personally, on a personal level, I'm not really disappointed that it has gone on to the next level, because it will be, if the railroad loses this, it would be pretty solid to stand on that. They're not going to be able to ever get it done.
Yeah. No, there's something to be said for that point of view. Yeah. I understand what you're coming from. So that's one thing we're watching.